You're listening to the Small Business Talk podcast with Cathy Smith, episode 6.
Small Business Talk is a podcast for business owners and entrepreneurs who want a better way to run their businesses without spending years doing it the hard way. Small Business Talk is hosted by Cathy Smith, who has run the same marketing agency for more than 17 years and helped hundreds of business owners achieve their marketing goals.
Hey, I'm so glad you could join us. Today, we're going to be talking about 3 things to do before spending money on marketing. This is going to be a 3-part series. Today, we're going to focus on the right message to the right audience. Marketing is not as easy as it used to be. You used to just take out an ad in the newspaper or do a letterbox drop in your local area. Or maybe if you're a bigger business, you might have even done some radio or TV advertising. Your business was competing with other local businesses in your area. Maybe you only had 2 or 3 competitors. And if you delivered a good service and kept your customers happy, you're in easy street. But today's marketing is a very different story. You're competing against lots of other businesses within your area, within your state, overseas. It's a total global market. Your competitors could number the hundreds or more. So how do you make your marketing stand out in this very noisy space, where many other people are offering very similar services to you? I have 3 tips for you. The right marketing message to the right audience. Stop thinking about marketing as selling and build relationships. This is going to be a 3-part series. And today we will talk about the right message for the right audience. Stop trying to sell to everybody, or you'll find your message is so watered down that you'll serve nobody. Most of us have been on Facebook, or if you haven't, you've certainly heard about it. And you see the ads that make you stop. They're thumb-stopping, they're interesting. They perk your interest for some reason. The offer looks interesting, so you click on it. The text on the landing page seems to speak to you. Wow, they must be reading my mind. This is a perfect example of the right message to the right audience. The right language to the defined audience. They are targeting you, the correct audience. If you think about a car salesman, imagine that you walk into a showroom and they have every possible type of car on the lot. How do they sell it? They come up and they say, I've got a sporty, fast, sleek 2-door. Is that going to suit a family? Or I have a smart, economical, extra boot space, slow car. Is that going to suit the up-and-coming executive? The messages that you send and you write and you see are quite different depending on what the car is. If you have very slick graphics, all about the feeling, the ride, the leather seats, the luxury, now that could be a Mercedes. Now, it doesn't matter how well those ad campaigns are made, how gorgeous the graphics are, how wonderful it feels. That message is never going to resonate with a Mini driver or somebody who's looking for a small, economical family car. So thinking that you can sell anything to everybody is just not going to work. On the flip side, you would talk quite differently about a second-hand used car than you would a luxury new car. You can't sell different cars to different people the same way. Yet, a lot of us try to sell our products to everybody. We have no clear, defined audience and no way of actually speaking their language. When you think about the right audience for your business, break it down. Think about just one person, not even a large target audience. Because even in a large target audience, you might find very different things. So if you think about two teenagers, maybe one boy, maybe a girl, and they're buying clothes, they're roughly in the same target audience, say 15 to 18-year-olds, but they buy very differently. The boy's more likely to jump online and make himself a t-shirt in one of these services that allows you to pick your own designs, colours, etc., and then have to wait for it to be shipped and pay a premium and be happy to do so. The girl, however, she's more likely to probably want to feel it, touch it, try it on, make sure the style works, it's not too baggy, it's not too tight, and it fits. But if you were to market to that demographic, 15 to 18-year-olds, using the exact same marketing message for when they're buying clothes, you're unlikely to get a result on either of them because it's going to be so watered down, neither of them are going to resonate with your message. So when you're thinking about breaking your target audience down, think about just one person. Try thinking about that person as your friend. Give them a name. How would you talk to them? How would they think? How would they act, behave? And what would they buy? How would they buy it? Get to know your ideal customer as if you would a friend in real life. That's the way that you will be able to speak their language. The type of words they use, how they feel, make them feel you get them when they see a message. You might think that narrowing down your audience is counterintuitive. Why would you focus on one sector of the market or even just one person? Why would you speak specifically to them and nobody else? Sounds a bit odd, doesn't it? But what you'll find is because you are speaking specifically to them and they will feel like you get them, there will be so many people who are that one person or feel that they are that one person. I hope at some point you have experienced this and you have felt like a brand actually really got you. And then what you'll find is that you'll have the person that's your 99% ideal customer or avatar. And then you'll have the 90% and they will also appreciate your message and really get it. And then you'll have the 85% and that works well too, right down to maybe the 50 or 45%. And because your message is very clear and concise, then people will actually understand what you are selling, why you are selling it, and that will make a big difference. By thinking about the person so specifically, you won't have to worry about serving other different types of customers. So if you think about Nike, for instance, their target audience is an athlete, a sports-minded person, a 15 to 45-year-old. Now, I think that's probably too large a demographic. I'm sure that they've narrowed it more than that. And traditionally male. However, they've been really targeting females of late, doing some very specific ads. And now they're coming up to approximately 20% of the women's shoe market. Nike is all about the feel. It's about how you feel when you put their shoes on. They run ads and events that are very emotive. They really touch your soul. Nike, Run With Me, Sports Improvement Clinic. Now, if that was your area, you'd definitely want to be involved. Now, I'm not in Nike's target audience. However, it doesn't stop me buying a pair of shoes. It doesn't stop me being totally happy with my shoes. Being specific with your target audience allows you to speak their language, and it's often how tribes are built around brands. And it goes back to the old-fashioned way of customer service, taking care of your loyal customers. So to help you really hone down who your audience is, to work out what your ideal customer would be thinking and doing, I've got a downloadable worksheet for you. So go to the show notes at smallbusinesstalk.com.au/podcast. And there you'll be able to get the customer avatar, a downloadable PDF that will go through a series of questions to help you define your ideal customer. So when you're thinking about your loyal customers, think about what solution you can solve for them, what problems they have, what are their fears and frustrations, and write your copy to talk about that and to help be the solution to their problem. By knowing precisely down to the last detail how your customer will talk and what they need will help them feel understood and appreciate. And ultimately, that will be your difference. They will want to buy from you because they know you get them. So this is part 1 of our 3-part series of 3 things to do before spending money on marketing. So talk to your customer in their language and they will reward you. And in 2 weeks, we will continue on our 3-part series. We will speak about stop thinking of marketing as selling. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to subscribe to Small Business Talk podcast and head on over to smallbusinesstalk.com.au/downloads for all the show notes and links to this episode. Remember, to be great, you must start. Pick one tip from today's episode, take action and implement it. Let's meet again next week at the same time and place. Until then, take action. And SBT community, enjoy your journey.